Now, there seems to be a lot of discourse over on book-tok recently. Book-tok, for those of you who don't know, is basically what it sounds. It's TikTok, but for books. So book content like book fairs, book covers. Here's a nice bookmark. Have you read this book? You know what I mean. Now, listen, I don't read a lot. I'm dyslexic. Asking me to read is like asking me to do homework. I don't enjoy it. I don't like doing it. Love an audiobook though. Now, I've seen a lot of dramas come from book-tok, specifically from my friend Ashton over at Lo-Fi Book Club. She has a whole channel about books and kind of the things that go down I don't know, I'm doing this in the book-tok well. So if you like this kind of content, you're going to love her channel. I'll link that down below for you. So I've seen some of the things that go down within this community. And to be honest with you, some of the book-tok people are more scarier than the beauty industry people. They have opinions and it's like, it's not that deep, but they really think it is a lot. A lot is going on down there. They're one of the last groups of people I would want to piss off after the K-pop girls. I'm Taylor Swift fans. You don't want to piss them off, but one person who did is this user, Ali Rose Co. She has had the lucky chance to be able to annoy a whole community. Let's take a look at this.
Hot Girls Read trademark drama explained. Book social media is furious after a small business trademarked the term Hot Girls Read. Here's what's going on. This is Ali Rose Co., a small business owner that creates bookish themed merch. She posted on social media that she had to share some exciting news that she had secured the trademark for Hot Girls.
Can someone tell me why it's called bookish? Bookish, like that's the word for it. It's like bookish content, bookish. What? Where does that come from? Let me know.
Read. In the caption, she said, Hot Girls Read is officially ours. 3 years ago, after I started reading more consistently and finally started to love to read, I put HGR on some bookmarks and crews, and the rest is freaking history.
So she is saying that what she's done is she's taken a catchphrase from a community that she's pretty new to, really, in terms of how long it's existed. She's taken that catchphrase or that phrase and she's taken it and copyrighted it because she makes merchandise. So she's made that her catchphrase or her term.
Posted on her story saying that she officially owns the trademark in the following categories: bookmarks, stickers, notebooks, notepads, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and then said, I've seen HR on lots of items from other businesses that follow me, so if that's you, please remove those listings from your site as soon as possible.
So as a small business, she's taken Hot Girls Reads, she's taken the phrase, and she has said to other small businesses that follow her and that she follows, because she's posting this on her Instagram story, only the people that follow her can see it. She's like, just to let you know, I do own the copyright now. I'm new here, but I own a copyright. So if you have used that phrase, it's got to go. You have to take it down immediately.
Basically asking other small businesses that are using the phrase to take down their products. A lot of backlash because the term Hot Girls Read is very common in the book community, and many companies have been selling merch with the phrase before she even started selling it. After that backlash, she posted on her story saying that she's seen a lot of people's anger and claimed that she filed this trademark to protect her products from others copying it. I was advised to trademark.
But then if people have Hot Girls Read stuff before her, then technically isn't she the one copying or being inspired by? You know what I mean?
Market when it initially started to gain traction from the bookmarks and sweatshirts in 2023. At the time, I didn't see anyone with apparel or bookmarks that said Hot Girls Read, although I'm not denying that they existed. And she since claimed that she wouldn't ask small business owners to take their listings down. So upset fans noticed that in her original post, she said that she started using Hot Girls Read 3 years ago, while the trademark claims first use in 2021. And 2021 was likely picked to coincide with Hot Girl by Megan Thee Stallion, which came out in 2018, and then Hot Girl Summer, which was in 2019. Because after that, we've seen a lot of variations of Hot Girls Have XYZ.
That's true. It became like a trend because it's like a trend. It was a phrase that, yeah, she just said it. I don't know why I'm trying to re-say
And many
what
book
she
fans
just
have
said.
pointed out that people have been using the term Hot Girls Read long before she first used it on her merch.
That's right.
So there you go. That's everything you need to know about the Hot Girls Read trademark drama. Let me know what you guys think. Is she in the right or wrong? And if you like videos like this, make sure to follow.
She's in the wrong. She's 100. Listen, people can get a copyright for whatever they want. You know, sometimes it doesn't actually mean it's set in stone that it's a copyright, but I think it's wrong to come in. Imagine if, okay, what's the community I'm not in? Well, all of them. The knitting community, right? And I'm like, I'm new here, you know, I've only just started knitting and it turns out I love it. Then then because I sell some merch, I decide to get a copyright for the phrase Hot Girls Knit. when other people already sell merch. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do? Some people are so stupid.
Ali Rose Co. decided to trademark the term hot girls read. Let's chat about it. Now, to set the scene, she's a small business owner. I'm a small business owner. I mean, she's way more successful. But anyway, so she sells bookmarks. I sell bookmarks. By the way, I have a note about that later. So we're kind of peers. So as you can imagine, you know, we're in the same kind of realm in a sense. So when I saw this, I was very surprised because Hot Girls Read is like one of those cultural phenomenons that just kind of cropped up one day. And then everyone like looked around at each other and said, oh yeah, we like that. Let's do that.
Also, where did it come from? Like you can be like, okay, yeah, it's from an artist, you know, a singer, whoever, who said hot girl, whatever. But then somebody took that at one stage and added it to an interest they were in. Hot girls hand sanitize. Hot girls have timers on the desk. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want with that phrase. So you can't really pinpoint where somebody brought it in into your community and then be like, yeah, this person came out of it. This person did this. You know what I mean?
All business owners have been using it on tons of different things like
Yeah,
notepads
right.
and bookmarks and sweatshirts. And so I don't really understand how you could even trademark it. I don't, what? To have something trademarked, it has to be like so proprietary. So you
Yeah.
can't really just go around trademarking like everyday things. So
Right.
this is very surprising. Honestly, I would love to just know like her motivation behind this whole thing. Like what was the point? And also too, like how did she think this was going to be received on the other side? I mean, this is not something that people are going to take lightly and just like roll over and be like, oh,
Oh
dang,
well, yeah.
missed out.
Especially because, as she said, other small businesses have this. Loads and loads and loads of small businesses will have it. It'll be all over Etsy. It'll be over TikTok. Like, you can't be in a community that's small and then take away from it with something as big as a lawsuit, a copyright. What's it called? You know, a copyright claim. It's just very strange and unusual.
My chance. Now, I have even supported Ali Rose Co. myself. So, and I love her stuff, and I think she is so cute. But this was such a huge misstep. This is just a huge example of in business, just because you can doesn't mean you
You
should.
should.
Rose Read is so just general. Like it just, I think it's like really popped up after like the book talk thing took off, and you know people just
Also, as well, like just because it's Hot Girls Read, what about everything else? What about Hot Girls Run? Hot Girls Cook? You know what I mean? Or you own Hot Girls Read is crazy. I think that's
really
crazy.
liked it. But it's one of those things that people can take a phrase and then make it their own tons and tons of times over because that's art, that's interpretation. For
Right.
example, I went to Allie's page today because I was curious about this whole stuff. Now, I saw on her page, she has a paper bookmark that has a bunch of colorful sardines down the bookmark with blue stripes in the back. Okay. I created this design not even knowing that she had that. Okay. Now, do I own the rights to this or the idea to this? No. Am I the first person or will I be the last person to put fish on a striped background? No. Do I own the rights to this? No. Okay. I did the watercolor design. I put it on a striped background. I put a cute
Cute.
background on it.
It's very cute.
Okay. Who cares? Here's my thing. I'm a huge
Literally.
proponent of going the legal route because there's always going to be snakes in the water, right? So you should protect yourself. I'm a huge proponent of that. I issued my trademark for my business name before I technically even opened my website because I wasn't going to play around. Okay.
That's right. Get ready for it. Before you even do everything, make sure you're not infringing on copyright as well. Like she said, do it before. Be
I know
ready.
how this stuff goes. You should trademark things that are so proprietary to your
To you.
brand that
Yeah.
the second someone hears it, they think of you.
But you don't take something from a wide pool of people and you know, that's crazy.
Girls Read to me was such a misstep on her part because this will now affect so many small businesses. The whole bookish community will know about this now. It just won't put a good taste in people's mouths.
Not at
And
all.
ultimately, what she should have done was she should have come up with something that was just hers. Like she should have come up with something new that she could have trademarked before she even launched it. So that way it was protected on its own. I understand from a business mindset, right? Like, oh, if I'm the only one who can use this really popular phrase,
Exactly,
that would
exactly.
be so lucrative for me. Like,
Right.
I get the business side of that. The other side of me, the one that's the PR person side, says, no, 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 no.
Because she's tainted. she's stained her name already. She's always now going to be known within that community as the girl who tried to take Hot Girls Reads away from a community. That's everyone's phrase to use within that community, because where did it come from in terms of Hot Girls Read? So you can't then claim it. It's like a big corporation coming in. Imagine at home, you live at home and you all have a phrase in your house. Let's say it's hey, shoehorn. I don't know. I just looked around me. And then suddenly this big conglomerate knocks on your door and like, excuse me, we now own the copyright to hey, shoehorn. So you can't say it anymore. It's that kind of like, you've just come in and taken away or something that you didn't invent. It isn't yours. And other people are free to use. It's stupid.
Nope. Bad choice. That's the balance you have to make as a small business owner. I have had people in the past reach out to me about my chain bookmarks and be like, hey, would you mind if I made a chain bookmark? And for one, I am super honored that they even felt the need to like come to me and ask me about it first. And my reply has always been, yes, I do not own the idea nor the concept to a chain bookmark. All I ask is that you use a different design, because
Exactly,
I'm the
so
one
it's
who's
not
gone
exactly the
through and I'm the one who said, okay, I want to make an orange blossom chain bookmark. How am I going to do that? I broke it down. I found the beads I wanted to use. I put them together by hand. So those are the things that I would like to be respected.
Of
But I
course.
don't own the concept to a chain bookmark. You know what I mean? You've seen things like this in the past happen between businesses, and it's never gone over well. It's never put a good taste in the public's mouth. And I hope she's able to kind of sidestep from this whole thing. I hope she's able to take some stuff back. I don't know. I mean, I think she's such a freaking sweetheart. I love her. I've been following her for a while myself. I hope she's able to figure this whole thing out, because I think this was genuinely just a misstep on her part. I don't think she really had malicious intent. I think for her, she was seeing it as just a business move, just genuinely. I think that's the way she saw it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.
I do understand what she's trying to say. As a business, it would make you a lot of money because you own that phrase. So only people can only go to you to buy merchandise with that. I did I say that wrong? Merchandise with that phrase on. But at the same time, I do think it's a little bit. I don't want to say stupid. Some people are so stupid because sometimes when you get excited about things, you don't think about it as intensely as you should. But it is like going into somewhere and saying, she's very well aware that other people have Hot Girls Read on their merchandise. She said that in a previous story. I've seen people, I'm afraid you're going to have to remove your merchandise. So what makes her thinking about the book-tok community, bookish community as a small community of people that just like to read, it seems very like, very community-like, even though there's a lot of drama going down. Why would you then decide to take away from those people, especially small businesses that have maybe already created merchandise with that printed on, have spent money to create that merchandise, and then you're going to ask them to remove it? I just think you need to think a little bit more empathetically, and sometimes that's just not there for people. Not saying that the person trying to copyright, I've forgotten it already, is trying to take away, it has no empathy. But you need to spend a little bit of time thinking about, if I was to copyright, so say I was going to copyright my own name, and I Googled it and I was like, okay, actually there's a lot of people with my name and they have businesses under their name. I would then personally feel like I was ruining those people's business. And that wouldn't sit right with me personally. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hello everyone, I'd like to address a serious matter regarding my intellectual property. As of June 5th of 2026, I officially own the trademarks to the following: To Be Read, Currently Reading, Did Not Finish or DNF, 5 stars, and Just One More Chapter. It has come to my attention that many of you have been using these without my legal permission. I have also acquired the rights to Reading Slump, Book Mail, Hot Guys Read, and after a lengthy battle, the classics.
This is obviously like satire. He's saying these are such common phrases within their community. It is ridiculous, comical, almost, to think that it is fine to copyright such phrases.
Moving forward, any use of "this book destroyed me" and or "staring at a wall" will require my licensing agreement. I'd also like to formally announce my biggest acquisition yet. I have formally trademarked the word reading Those who violate the terms of the trademark for any monetary purposes will be hearing from my lawyer and I. Thank you for your understanding and for keeping my literary intellectual property safe.
I am a trademark attorney and I love to read, so let's talk about the trademark for Hot Girls Read.
This trademark just got registered and the reading community is frustrated, and honestly, I get it. Here is what is interesting to me though as a trademark attorney. When we do a comprehensive trademark search for a client before filing,
we are not just looking at what's registered with the USPTO, the US Patent and Trademark Office. We are also always looking at the internet and looking at general internet results.
So it's not just the fact is if this isn't copyrighted already, you can have it. There is a wider, broader search. So this being a very popular term online is going to come up with loads of results for merchandise, for just hashtags, you know?
If you search the phrase Hot Girls Read, you immediately see that this has been all over TikTok
right.
and Instagram for years. And that is super important because what that shows is that there has been prior use of this mark.
And that's where I'm sitting across from a client and saying, hey, you technically could file this, but just so you know, because you were not the first one to use this phrase, your registration is vulnerable. What I mean by that is someone with earlier use can come back and challenge your registration. Then on the flip side, because when you own a trademark, you have to enforce your mark. You're going to be going after a community that basically built the phrase you are now claiming.
So if you trademark Hot Girls Read, you can't just let some people off using it. You have to enforce that trademark. So every single small business using that phrase, she can't pick and choose which one she's targeting. It all has to go. So now she has this trademark, she can't just be nice and say, you know what, I'm going to let you carry on selling it until your stock runs out. No, it has to be enforced.
This is why it's really important when you're getting a trademark to have brand strategy on top of trademark strategy. Because I would ask the client, is this a position that you would want to be in? As an attorney, we're not just checking off boxes like, yep, this is good to go. Yes, you can go ahead and file for this. We're also going to tell you what comes next if you do move forward with the mark. None of this video is legal advice. It's just really interesting from a trademark perspective. I'm really curious about everybody's thoughts on this.
Very, very interesting. So in my mind, a copyright thing was like you apply for it, they check if someone already has a copyright. If they don't, well done, it's yours. I didn't know they went that deep into searching. That is so interesting. That's so good to know. Now, of course, everyone online has an opinion on this, and it turns out that somebody trademarked Ali Rose Co. Yes, Ali Rose, who trademarked the phrase Hot Girls Read, forgot to trademark her own business name. Which, I mean, come on. This person says, doesn't she sell bookmarks with book titles and book themed, etc. that aren't licensed by the authors? And here you can see she kind of has this like Pantone inspired, I mean, is Pantone trademarked in terms of their swatches? Pantone inspired bookmark with all the with book names and colors on. Hot Girls Read is the equivalent of Live, Laugh, Love. That is so true. That is very, very true. Someone said someone should make a Hot Girls Read. I just spat. Someone said someone should make a Hot Girls Read for Room shirt, and I was dead. That's no, come on, that's merch. Megan Thee Stallion gave Hot Girl something a new life a couple of years ago. If she's not trademarking it, I genuinely don't know how anyone else has the gall. Absolutely. I've never heard of her until now, but I blocked her because what do you mean? 100%. I wouldn't be impressed either. Listen, this all came to such a head, has such backlash within the community and outside of the community from people like me who think she done something fucking stupid. She said this.
Hi, I want to talk about my trademark. First and foremost, the trademark is being surrendered. It is in the process of being filed right now to be abandoned. I want to say that it does take time for that to go through, so it's not going to show up automatically, but the paperwork has already been filed. But more importantly, I want to say I'm so sorry to every small business that I harmed in doing this. The decision was made more as like a business strategy decision than a human being decision.
Business strategies have to have some empathy in them. And I'm not saying that like, oh, heal the world, everyone have a Pepsi or Coke or whatever that ad was. I'm like, nowadays in marketing, it is so important for your business to have human empathy entwined with it because stuff like this happens. And now look at your business. Now look at you. There are businesses out there who forget that people have platforms. Anyone can have a platform to a point where now you have to make sure that you're not only just being businessy business, you have to be a part of a community. You have to be seen, even if you're faking it, to have respect and compassion for human beings, right?
And I take full accountability for that. That was entirely wrong on my end. I hear you, and I take that on the chin 100%. I want to clear up within the last week, I've seen a lot of screenshots and messages from people saying that I sent them a cease and desist, or I sent them a message on Etsy to remove any Hot Girls Read items. I want to say none of those came from me, because that was not my intent. I have not sent any of that since all this started.
Even though it's not your intent, we just heard from a copyright lawyer. Actually, if you did go through with this copyright claim, you would have to enforce that copyright. So actually, you would have to ask these people to remove their merch. You would have to ask these people to remove anything they have that says Hot Girls Read on it.
As for the Hot Girls Read apparel that I have on the shelves, it is currently up on my site with all profits being donated to 2 different charities, Room to Read and Read and Feed, which I also have linked in my bio. And I just want to say once again, I'm so sorry. This is my way of trying to right my wrongs that I do understand should not have been wrongs in the first place. And at the end...
What great features she has. Sorry, me just being a makeup artist now, I want to get those eyelids and I want to put makeup on them. Great features.
The day, I care most about community over anything when it comes to my business.
You know what? I believe her. I actually believe her. Yes, there was no thought process going into it. But I believe that she is genuinely sorry and genuinely feels like she wants to be part of a community that she potentially would have harmed. Maybe she didn't realize that actually when you claim copyright on something, when you buy a copyright on something, why don't I know how to say it? You have to enforce it. You have to do all this stuff. So maybe I believe her. I do wonder going forward how her business will do, how her content would do, how she is going to do in the future, because she's always going to be that Hot Girls Reads copyright girl. Let me ask you, if you were part of a book-tok community, I don't know, I spitted there, bookish, whatever it's called, community, would you forgive her? Or do you think she actually did this with no malicious intent? Let me know your opinions down below in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hype this video. I forget you can hype the video. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.